Fans across the globe are chomping at the bit to see Batman, the Killing Joke, come to life in the new animated movie. To soothe your craving, we've got the voice of Batman, Kevin Conroy, here to chat about his return as the Dark Knight. So, Kevin, what made you decide I'm going to come back to the voice of Batman for the Killing Joke?
Well, I like to think I never left the voice of Batman. I've been doing it for 24 years. It's what's wonderful about it is getting back in the booth with Mark Hamill, because that Batman-Joker relationship, it's almost like Joker defines Batman and Batman defines Joker. It's the dark and the light. Sometimes it feels like either of us wouldn't exist completely without the other. And Mark and I work so well together.
Do you ever do Joker impressions? Are you like, oh, this is how Mark would say it? Or has he ever done an impression?
Oh, Batty! No, I could never do what Mark does, because Mark becomes Joker.
Yeah.
I wish the audience could see him in the booth. His face is like rubber. And it's like Jim Carrey, you know, he just becomes the character, and he's like devouring the microphone.
Yeah.
And when I'm doing Batman, I get very kind of dark and broody, you know. It's weird how we both inhabit the characters when we're in the room.
Well,
it's kind of fun.
Talking about that, where it's like in this one specifically, Batman is totally pushed to his limits, and there's a lot of rage that comes out. Where do you draw from to get that in the booth?
Actors, you've heard that phrase, actors are their instrument. Your whole life is what you draw on.
Yeah.
And I had a particularly dark and dysfunctional childhood, so there was a lot to draw on.
As you say that, laughing and smiling at me, I'm like, oh, geez, okay.
All those years in the cave, you know, I just draw on that.
That's why you are the Batman that we know and love. When you heard about this project coming up, was there any nervousness or just straight excitement where you're like, you know, the fans were going to flip out when they heard that they were finally getting the animated film of The Killing Joke?
I knew that people would flip. Everyone knows about The Killing Joke. It's the archetypical, you know, the great story. So I was very excited to do it. And they've actually expanded it a bit. They've expanded some of the story a bit. There's much more of Batgirl in this. So that plot line is more developed. And the struggle, the internal struggle that Batman has, that Bruce Wayne has, in wrestling with the demons in the Joker is much more explored. There are a couple of really wonderful scenes that I have with Mark that I'm really proud of.
So what can you tell us about the character arc of Batman in The Killing Joke?
Like in most of the Batman stories, he goes through a real internal growth period in an arc, and the struggle is with the Joker. And he's actually trying to, I think, at one point, like draw the evil out of the Joker. It's a very cathartic process for Batman, this one, and it's a very complete arc for him. I don't know if I can tell you much more than that.
Well, can you tell me, does Batman laugh?
Batman laughs very heartily.
Okay. Is there any chance we can get a tiny taste of it? Or have we already heard it as we're doing this interview? I feel like we...
He goes there. He kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, and I have to ask too, getting to play Batman for so long, is there anything that you haven't gotten to do as Batman that you're like, guys, I really want to do this story, or I really want to take this character here?
I would love to do a musical version of the show sometime. I think that'd be fun.
Well, and you were already talking about that Mark obviously gets to do a little singing for The Killing Joke, and you're like, that's not fair, dude.
He got to do the big production number in it, and I'm watching him thinking, you know, but it's pretty wonderful.
But you at least get to look at him and say, I'm Batman, it's fine. Go ahead, do your singing thing for now.
I am Batman. That's the way he says it.
Love it. Thank you so much. This was such a great chat. It was great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
We still got a month until Batman the Killing Joke comes out, but you can add the animated Cape Crusader to your phone right now. All you have to do is download the new Batman the Animated Series emojis from the DC All Access app. See you tomorrow, Super Friends.